All right, guys, welcome back to Boosted Motorsports. So I can't even believe I'm making this video. I have been trying to get this car to the track for what seems like forever, for the past year or so, but these aftermarket parts have just been plaguing us on this build. So on the last video you saw, we took the diff out, our billet differential, took it because we originally had it, it was making noise, it got sent back to the manufacturer, came back from the manufacturer, still making noise, got sent to a local guy, he took it apart, said there's a bunch of stuff wrong with it, put it back together, and now it is making a racket again. And all I've done was just casually drive it around the street, haven't done any drag racing with it or anything like that. I was driving down the freeway and it was making like a very loud, audible, like clunk whine. When I would get on the gas, get on off the gas, vice versa, get on and off, you could hear like a gunk, gunk. And I thought maybe it was a drive shaft, but turns out I took a sneak peek before I started this video and the pinion is loose inside the actual housing. So I'm supposed to be going to LS Fest. That's right now kind of up in the air actually. So I've been working like crazy on the Corvette, and you guys have probably seen some Corvette videos. So it's pretty much ready to go with the exception of just putting the front bumper and the lip on and a couple of small things. But right now it's Friday and I'm supposed to leave by like Sunday at the latest Monday. And I'm fiddling with this because I want to get the diff out to get this sorted out. So anyways, in order to get the diff out, car's got to go up, exhaust has to come off, axles have to get popped out, drive shaft has to come off, and then I can get to the diff. So I'm speechless. I gotta take it out. I don't know, I'm just like so freaking just pissed off at this point. But anyways, let me get to it. I'll share with you guys the process. It is what it is. Hopefully one day in the future we can make it to the track. All right, so this pinion has a ton of play in it, dude. This is not gonna cut it. All right, so car's up, and then I just finished taking off the exhaust, and then this is the problem. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this on camera. See how loose this is? So this is moving right here. I've got a ton of play in the pinion. So I'll probably be able to show you guys a little bit better once we get down, but there, maybe you can see it better there. Let me see. That should not have that play, and you shouldn't be able to audibly hear it, so it's coming out. So I'm gonna finish dropping it. I gotta disconnect my axles, disconnect my drive shaft, and pull this thing for the millionth time. All right, so diff is out. Trying to not lose my cool, but at the same time trying to decide what I wanna do with this. So previous guy that put this together charged me, it was about $900, somewhere between $700 and $900. I was trying to find the exact number, but it was a verbal number and it was somewhere in that range. Yeah, didn't even last 50 miles and had to come out. So I don't know if you guys can hear this. It is loose. So I tried talking to that person on, you know, hey, if we can just work something out, I'll bring it elsewhere to somewhere that is more familiar with this. Because I did find, I met somebody, just pure fluke, but ended up meeting somebody that's is familiar with these, has actually worked on these billet ones, and said, hey, $400 and we'll get it set up for you right. And then called the guy that just had his hands in this. Weird response. He doesn't want to, he didn't put any parts in it, it was strictly labor. Didn't set it up properly, isn't confident with setting it up, but then doesn't want to give a penny back. I don't know. Comment down below what you guys think of that that stance. Very, I don't know, I'm frustrated, you guys, and that doesn't seem like a very upstanding place, but I guess, I don't know. I thought maybe it was just going to be a spot where, you know, it was a old school type shop, and, you know, one of these older gentlemen that just knows how to set up things, but that's kind of where we're at. So right now, diff is obviously out. I think I'm gonna go with option B, because I just, yeah, not happy with the situation, and I'm just getting taken for money left, right, and center, it seems like. So yeah, I'm gonna, I think, take it to option B, but let me know in the comments what you guys think. I need like, I think 10 minutes to cool down from that conversation. I wanted to grab the camera just to give you guys my honest reaction from that. I was trying to keep my cool. You know, the person said that I could bring it back to them, that they're not confident in messing with it a second time, and I'm tired of taking this thing in and out and in and out for somebody to experiment. I don't know, just kind of my opinion, but I don't know. Let me, like I said, let me cool down. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I was not expecting that from somebody that, you know, I'd be a pretty reasonable person. Like, hey, if I can't figure something out, you know, let's work out something mutual that makes sense. But this guy's like, I'm not giving you your money back. Like, I'm just straight up. That's not how I do business. I don't give money back. It's essentially what the person said. So, I don't know. Comment down below. I just, like I said, I'm gonna turn this camera off and cool down and decide what I'm gonna do here. All right, so it's been a couple hours. I've had some time to decompress a little bit. Like I said, I'm not really one to get too worked up over stuff, but that was just, I'm straight up getting ripped off. So I paid, like I said, somewhere between neighborhood of $700 and $900 to have that rebuilt, which is an excessive amount of money. And that's with no parts. So it didn't have to buy any parts. That's just with strictly labor. And then he said, not confident on rebuilding it, but if I want, I can bring it to him and he can try to fix it with no guarantees. So I'm not doing all that again because it's a lot of work every single time. So dropped it off to my buddy Terry's place. He also has the same differential and he's been rebuilding them. So he's gonna rebuild it for me. Obviously I have to compensate him for his time on that. It's like $400, but whatever. I'm okay with that. If you know, he's already had good success. He's already bottom nines with his after rebuilding it. But shout out to my boy Terry. Actually, it's a new friend, but I'll probably grab the camera at some point and show you guys his toys. But he ended up giving me his Demon 170 exhaust. So his Demon 170 exhaust, he had this, took it off because he said something to do with like one of the exhaust valves made a tiny little rattle, but it's a brand new, full, complete catback exhaust. And I'm gonna put it back on the car, and then we're gonna put the valves on it as well. So I'm gonna get that on as well. So it just finished raining here. It hasn't rained in like a million years here in Florida, but all the grass is dead, but finally just got some much needed rain. And yeah, if you guys will notice, I got the stock differential right here. So stock differential is going in yet once again. It's not something I want to put in here, but honestly, it works better than the other stuff. I mean, the only thing that's stopping us really from sending this is that third mount. There's like a brace kit that you can get for these differentials to hold them in place, and then potentially I could just, you know, send it with this guy. But this one's been through a rough life also, I think. I don't know, but I don't know. Shouldn't say that. It's seems a lot more solid than aftermarket ones we've been trying. But regardless, either way, this is gonna get the car back driving again. That way I can get this off the lift because I still have to put this together. Not sure if I'm headed to LS Fest or another event with this, but either way I got to get this done. That way that thing's ready to go to the track. And yeah, I just wanted to get to the bottom of this so that this thing is functional and operational. So anyways, we got it on the transmission jack. We're gonna put the differential up, get this all established, and then yeah, we'll put this thing back together. All right, so we got the exhaust all back in here now. Diff is in there, well, stock diff for now. And then we'll hopefully get the other one back, but if you go like this, zero rattling as you would expect. So that's all back in here. And then what I was just messing with now is this thing has always had a wetness on the back here. I've checked the side bolts for the mains. Those aren't leaking. This is a second pan that's on here. This is actually the third time the pan's been redone. So I originally had the original pan, took down the stock pan, put it back up, still leaking. And then now I've got a Mildon pan on here, still leaking. And what it looks to be is I've got my little camera here. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this, but I've got my borescope up here. And for some reason, I don't know if you guys can really see this. It's going to be nearly impossible to illustrate it, but it looks like either the plug that goes on the back of the cam or the bolts, if I can get it back into position here, or there's some plugs on the back of the block for the oil galleys. One of those seems to be leaking. So when you buy the plugs brand new from Mopar, they have like a thread sealant on them, and that thread sealant is really tough. As I get closer to that plug, looks like it's got an oily residue on it. So that's kind of what I'm suspecting at the moment right there, is that oily residue. I don't know if it's running from there or right directly above it. It's hard to get this thing snaked up there, but if you look right above, right there. Oh, it's hard to fish this around and kind of navigate and talk with you guys at the same time, but right above it, that larger circle right there above the BGE, that is the plug for the camshaft. And to me, it looks like, if I can get up here with you guys, that bigger circle above looks a little bit wet. So I'm gonna see if I can maybe dab the camera on that and see if I can pull it down and see if it's wet with oil, because I think that's where my slight oil drip or leak is coming from. Unfortunate part about that is, to do that, we gotta pull the whole transmission and the flex plate. So it's not a small job, but I just wanna see if I can get to the bottom of it. Like I said, it's nothing alarming. It's kind of just started doing it since building it, but it's enough to be annoying of a leak. So let me fish this around, see if I can get any more conclusions, but that's the other thing I'm messing with right now. All right, so just even based on the bracket that we have here to support the transmission, looks like a lot of oil is on the back portion pooling right there, and then it starts to get dry here. So I'm pretty sure something on the back of the block, whether it's one of those plugs or the plug for the camshaft there on the back of the block, one of those is leaking. But I'm gonna order one of those brand new cam plugs, because if I take off the transmission, I want to be able to put the thing back together the same day. So I'm gonna order some parts, but I'm just gonna go ahead and put it back together for now, but it's gonna have to be a project for another day. All right, guys, so that's gonna be the end of this video. So car's back together for now. Like I said, my boy Terry is hooking us up. He's gonna rebuild that diff. He just went through the same process with the same differential, and he's got his up running, and he's running low 9 seconds with his on his 426 Whippled Challenger. So I think he's got it sorted out. So I'll keep you guys posted when that thing comes back. But for now, the car's back together. But also, you saw that other issue that we're gonna have to tend to. So pull the transmission, either the cam seal or one of the plugs that's on the back of the block. I'm gonna have to just reseal that. Not a big deal, just a little bit labor intensive, but not something that I can't just knock out in a few hours. So I'll probably tackle that shortly. Like I said, kind of trying to figure out what we're gonna do right now, because we got some events coming up, maybe with the Corvette. So either that, and then right after that, it's gonna be a power tour. So hot rod power tour. It's in and around the beginning of June. So I'm either taking the Challenger or our HELLCAT Ram. HELLCAT Ram right now is down from the superchargers. So trying to decide which one. Comment down below, which one would you guys rather see at hot rod power tour? Our built Challenger HELLCAT or our 1500 with the HELLCAT swap. Kind of curious to see which one you guys would rather see make that big adventure. It's like 1,000 miles or something like that to a bunch of places starting in Indianapolis. So if you guys haven't seen that, Hot Rod Power Tour 2025, go check it out. Anyways, give it a thumbs up, but more importantly, give me your guys' feedback of the situation. What do you guys think of that one mechanic person? I don't know if we're gonna keep them unnamed, but what do you think of their position on this versus yeah, what the current situation is? Love to hear you guys' feedback in the comments below, and we'll see you guys in the next video.